keeping things going with our Sounders segment of the show here. Outside of the loss to Sporting Kansas City on the road, the Sounders really have a past few weeks, past month maybe, of positive momentum in terms of results. Not always wins, but just getting away from the struggles of the early part of the season, and that continued with this match this past Saturday. So we'll get into it. June 15th versus Minnesota United at home at Lumen Field. The Sounders would win this one by a score of 2-0. Jordan Morris scored off a header on a corner kick in the first half. Then in the second half, a nice play as Leo Chu was able to get a ball across the goal line to Paul Rothrock on a wide open goal net as the goalkeeper for Minnesota had come out to stop Chu. 2-0 victory, the 109th clean sheet of Stephen Fry's career. The Sounders win with this large contingent of Sounders history in attendance for this one. Our player of the match, midfielder João Paulo, an 8.9 match rating, 90% passing percentage on this. Some of the numbers for João in this match are crazy. 97 passes completed of 109 attempts, 3 chances created in this one. Not a high expected goals or expected assists, but just being a true maestro of the midfield. 14 passes into the final third, even defensively. 7 interceptions, 11 defensive actions, 12 recoveries, 6 duels. He was fouled 4 times. Paulo just massive in this match as the Sounders get a big victory. The pre-match injury report against Minnesota: 3 players questionable, nobody out in this one. Nobody listed out at least. With Pedro de la Vega still not really available for selection. The Sounders had Jonathan Bell continuing to be questionable with that hamstring injury. Nathan was out with a questionable with quad injury. And again, of course, Pedro de la Vega questionable with a hamstring injury. We'll keep it moving into team-related notes here. On June 10th, MLS announced its top 25 best-selling Adidas jerseys for the first half of the 2024 regular season. This year, the Sounders had 4 players among the top 25 rankings, with Pedro de la Vega at 6th, Jordan Morris at 7th, João Paulo at 11th, and Christian Roldan at 21st. The rankings are based on overall retail sales of Adidas MLS jerseys on MLSstore.com since the beginning of the season through April 30th. The Rave Green's 4 players on the list ranked second amongst all MLS clubs, behind only Inter Miami FC, who led all clubs with 5 in the top 25. Those rankings marked De La Vega's first appearance among the best-selling Adidas jerseys list after the Argentinian winger joined the club earlier this year, obviously. Morris makes his 8th appearance on the list, having never ranked outside of the top 10. The Mercer Island native finished 4th in 2016, 17 in 2020, 7th in 2019, 9th in 22, 5th in the first half of 23, and 2nd in the second half. João Paulo makes his 2nd appearance on the list after finishing 25th in the first half of the 2023 season. Christian Roldan makes his 8th consecutive appearance on the jersey list. The midfielder finished 22nd in 2017 and 18, 12th in 2019, 24th in 2020, 6th in 2021, and 14th in 2022. Roldan ranked 12th in the first half of 2023 before climbing to 10th in the second half of 2023. Continuing with team-related news, on the 12th, to commemorate the club's 50th anniversary, the Sounders announced the Eternal Sounders Circle of Legends, an exclusive honor for those that have distinguished themselves as the greatest players, coaches, and builders in Sounders history. Born of the club's democracy and sports ethos, the nomination and selection process give a voice to Alliance members, Alliance Council, Sounders FC alumni, club representatives, and media, among others, to immortalize the best to ever wear the shield. The commemorative endeavor will identify and elect only the individuals deemed worthy by the Sounders community to be officially enshrined during the 50th anniversary celebration against Minnesota. The inaugural 1974 Sounders NASL squad was the first honorary inductees into the Eternal Sounders Circle of Legends, with representatives from the team set to be recognized before the game, as they were. with all of the trophies on the pitch. It was very nice to see that. It was really cool to see so many Sounders throughout the course of history on the field pre-match. Alumni from every Sounders team dating back to the club's very first year were part of that special pre-match ceremony. In addition to paying homage to the club's founding year during the 50th anniversary celebration on Saturday, the Rave Green also unveiled the full details regarding eligibility, nomination, selection, and induction for the Eternal Sounders Circle of Legends for 2025 and beyond. There are 4 categories of individuals that can be inducted: MLS-era players, veteran players of the pre-MLS era, coaches of all eras, as well as the builder category to recognize those that have made a significant impact off of the pitch. The intent is to hold an annual heritage tradition to celebrate soccer in the Puget Sound community for generations to come. So that should be really cool to see. It is supposed to be somewhat similar to what the Seahawks have for the Ring of Honor at Lumen Field. It is going to be a physical representation at Lumen Field that fans can look at and see and just in person. There were a few banners for that inaugural 1974 team, as well as a banner that mentioned the Eternal Sounder Circle of Legends. But per some reporting, it was said that the banners that the club got were smaller than what they had hoped for, and there is some cleanup, I believe, to be made there. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. Let's see what kind of other details we can find to figure out. A list of eligible candidates will be compiled at the end of each season and remain on the ballot for up to 3 years, with some allowances for extenuating circumstances. Up to 6 nominees will be chosen by a panel made of 4 Sounders alumni, 2 Alliance Council members, 2 owners, and 2 staff members. They'll then send their selection to a larger body that will be made up of current and former players and coaches, current full-time Sounders soccer and business staff who have been with the team multiple years, owners, Alliance Council, Alliance members, and accredited media. Those various voting blocks will be weighted with Alliance members counting for 25%, alumni counting for 20%, Alliance Council counting for 15%, owners counting for 15%, media counting for 15%, and staff counting for 10%. To gain induction, nominees will need to appear on 75% of ballots. The Sounders sit at a 5-win, 7-loss, 6-draw record, good for 21 points in Major League Soccer. They are 16th in the MLS overall, 9th in the Western Conference. Looking ahead, they've got 2 matches this week, 1 at home, 1 on the road. June 19th at the Houston Dynamo is a 5:30 p.m. Pacific time start on Apple TV. That is a free match to watch. And then June 22nd, at home versus FC Dallas is a 7:30 p.m. Pacific time start. This is on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, and it is the Sounders Pride match. So that should be fun to see what sort of activations and fun the Sounders have in store at Lumen Field.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey. So where are you going to watch all of the Sounder away games this year?
Away games for the Sounders. Since Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports, I was thinking of coming here, if that's okay with you.
I think that's a great idea. Go Sounders. Hope we see y'all here.